Points of access.
With Phillip White.
Today we're looking at WebEx and how accessible it is to JAWS 17. Welcome to Cisco WebEx training with JAWS 17. The reason I'm working with this is so that I can show you some of the issues that come up with WebEx and how it works with a screen reader. First and foremost, since I'm using JAWS, I'm really not going to use any of the JAWS commands for an application, a web application, because this isn't programmed so that they will work with them. However, the standard navigation usually works here, and you're going to see that there are some keystrokes that are going to help you to be able to teach someone how to use WebEx that maybe aren't so easy to figure out. Now, this menu we have up here is something that we can access by pressing Alt and any of these underlined letters. That's pretty simple. You just press Alt F, and I can just use the arrow keys and go across and down arrow to go into them. And so all that works really well. However, not everything that you will want to do is going to be up here in the menus. A lot of things that you want to do are here. Now I'm going to press Escape twice and get out of that menu.
Escape.
And the next thing I want to know is, where am I? Am I here with whiteboard, or I'm over here with recorder, or am I down in here? And so let's look at the navigation here. So if I press the F6 key,
F6,
it takes me to these tabs. But if I continue to press tab, it will go down into my personal room.
tab, lock tab, record tab, and the meeting for all participants tab. View audio connection options, press the tab. View more audio connection options button.
Okay, now there was an error there if you didn't notice. It didn't highlight connect to audio. So if I hit Shift tab,
View audio connection.
It says view audio connection. Well, that's not what it says. It says connected to audio. So they have a label for this button, which is connected to audio, that is incorrectly labeled. If I press tab again,
View more audio connection options button.
Obviously the label is different from the text.
Tab. Share your screen button.
So that's something you should know when you're teaching someone how to use this, that these labels are not going to be what they say.
Tab. View more sharing options button.
Okay, now if I press F6 again,
F6,
it says nothing when it gets to recorder. Recorder is something that I cannot remove up here. We're talking about right here. But if I press tab again,
tab. More options and controls button.
Okay, so more options and controls. But they did not label the recorder button. Another error. So I'm at this more options, so I'm going to press spacebar and show you those options.
Space. R.
Now this little panel is off the screen a bit, so you can't see it. It says restore layout, show panels, and manage panels. So I would just press manage panels.
Enter. Leading menus.
This is a enigma here, how they designed this. So I'm going to go through this with you. The first thing you should know is that when it says current panels, it means this. But over here for current panels, it's going to say list. So let's learn a little bit about how this works, because it's a little awkward and weird on the way it works. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to press tab. It's going to say allow participants to change the sequence of panels.
Tab. Allow participants to change the
and if you press spacebar, of course, it's going to do that. Now the next thing it's going to say is current panels.
Tab. Current panels : list box.
Okay.
To move to an item, press the arrow keys.
Now, as I told you, it is not over there at current panels. It's over there at available panels, and I'll show you when I press this down arrow.
Note star.
it's going to add notes if I get to the add button.
Participants.
So I want to see the chat.
Multimedia viewer. Chat.
All right. I'm going to have that selected, and then I'm going to press tab, and it's going to say list.
Tab. List box.
Which
To move
really,
to an item, press the arrow keys.
which is really irritating because it's actually under current panels. So they've got this programmed wrong as well. And I'm going to press tab again.
Tab. Add greater button.
I'm going to press the space
to
bar,
activate, press space.
and it added
Current
chat.
panels : list box.
Now,
to move to an item.
That's great. So if I click OK, because I have to tab to it.
Tab. List box. Tab. Move down button. Tab. Reset button. Tab. OK button.
And I get to
OK.
activate,
Press space bar.
I could
Space.
now
More
see
options and controls button.
I can now see that chat has been added to the bar up there. Now here's the fascinating thing. If I press F6 again,
F6.
and
Quick start tab.
I'm at the quick start, and I press F6 again.
F6. Recorder checkbox not checked.
Is that not fascinating? All of a sudden it reads recorder. And then if I press tab,
Tab. Chat checkbox checked.
and I press spacebar,
Space.
it turns it off.
Not checked. New whiteboard checkbox.
That's how
not
it
checked.
toggles. It toggles with the pressing of the spacebar. Now I'm going to go back to F6.
F6. Quick start tab. F6. Recorder checkbox not checked.
I press tab,
Tab.
spacebar.
Space.
Now, to get into the chat, the first thing you have to do is press Control Tab.
Collapse the chat panel button.
None of that makes sense to me, but that's the way it works. You want to press Control Tab anytime you're in any of these panels, and you want to get to the next area. What you do is you press Tab, and you'll see that they're not in a linear sequence that you or I may have decided, but you'll see that you can navigate in here. You just have to learn the cycle. Chat is what I consider A.
Tab. Send to
And
colon
then
F.
send to is everyone. Send to everyone is B. And then tab.
Grov. Enter chat message here. Edit.
I must have
Type
hit a letter there when I hit tab. I say gra or something like that. Anyway, if I type in my message,
H E I space 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 A T.
and then I press tab, or actually I could just press enter and we'll send the message.
Enter.
But if I press tab, you'll see
Tab.
it goes to the send.
Send a chat message.
Now, if I want to get up there and read, I have to hit Shift Tab.
Shift Tab. Shift Tab. Shift Tab. Shift Tab. Shift Tab.
And I finally get there.
From Phillip White left paren internal right paren to everyone colon.
I'm going to skip ahead and go back.
More options and controls.
Go
button.
back to the panel,
To
remove,
press less
add
current
participants,
current
and
panels,
polling.
Current panels colon list box.
And then I'm going to press OK. I'm just cheating
List
there
box.
to speed it
To
up.
move to an item, press the arrow.
Okay, so let's hit F6 again.
F6.
Quick start.
Quick start
And we'll
tab.
press F6.
To F6. Recorder checkbox not
Okay,
checked.
recorder's there.
To check, press space
And then
bar.
I'm going to press Tab.
Tab. Participants checkbox not checked. Tab. Polling checkbox checked.
Spacebar turns it off.
To clear checkmark, space.
F6
checked.
again.
F6.
F6 again.
Quick F6.
Tab. Participants. So
Space.
there's the participants in the session, and so if I want to go down and read in those, I have to hit Control Tab.
Collapse the participants panel button.
And again, it starts with the collapse of the participants panel, but I can just hit Tab again
Tab.
and Tab.
Tab. Minimize this window. Left paren others tab. View all participants in full dash screen view. Button. Tab. Lock a specific participant.
I don't
button.
know where this is coming from.
To activate, press
It may
spacebar.
be in the settings up here. There may be a settings that it's actually going through.
Tab. Hide video. Shift tab. Lock a specific participant button. Tab. Hide
And
video.
you see that it's
Button.
reading things.
To activate,
It's reading
press
things that we don't even see.
Tab. Alert. Presenter Phillip White left paren host, me, internal right paren this user is sending video.
Okay, now I
Phillip
can see
White.
myself in that little graphic here. This is the video feed. And if I press tab again,
Tab. Stop my
and I
video.
press
Checkbox
spacebar,
checked. Space.
it turns
Alert.
off my video.
Video has stopped.
So if I press space,
Start my video. Space. Alert.
there I am again.
You have started your video. Stop my video checkbox checked. To clear checkmark.
You have to get used to these little nuances when you're working with WebEx and you're training someone. It isn't natural for them to have these panels misrepresented, and so when you are looking at this, make sure that you're listening to what the screen reader is saying for what the buttons are named, and you learn that to navigate you can use the F6 key to jump from panel to panel. You can use the tab key to move through those panels. But when you're up here on recorder, participants, polling, chat, and so forth, that you have to press Control Tab, and then you press Tab to go through the areas within the panel. And if you want, I'm going to show you one more thing, which is
more options and controls.
When I
button.
have this up,
To activate, press spacebar.
when I have this up and I want to get out of it, I can just press Escape key and it disappears.
More options and controls.
So that's the basic premise of why I created this video, is because I've figured out how to work and get around the problems. The company needs to fix these, of course, and the version that we're using right now is probably listed up here. And so we're using 32.10.3.4, and hopefully in the next couple of issuances they'll fix some of that confusion, especially in the manage panels. Thanks for watching.